Good morning. Guess what's happening today? It is winter pruning time. There's quite a few trees that are ready to be pruned, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do them all. Well, not the citrus, but pretty much all the other trees that I have, and I'm probably going to get them as tall as me, the maximum. So I'll be cutting off maybe about 2 feet from each one, and we'll see how that goes. This is my first winter pruning. I don't know how spring will be and how much growth they'll have, so I'm hoping, based on Dave Wilson, that I do things right. Okay, the first one I'm going to tackle, or the first ones, is my pomegranate. So see how it goes all the way up to the fence, and you see this, I don't know what this is called, but this piece right here on the fence here, I'm not going to go past that, so I'm just probably going to cut that much off, which is about the 2 feet. I have 2 here, this one's shorter, so I might cut a little bit more off of this one, because it tends to shade that one a little bit. The sun comes out from the this side of my backyard, so it gets shade maybe a couple hours in the morning. Alright, so this is perfect time to cut. I think it's like 60 degrees, so it's not too cold. I think if it's colder it's fine, but it's very sunny. Yesterday it was completely cloudy and we were gonna have rain for a few days, but I checked the weather and we won't have rain for a couple of days, which is a good thing. And really how I trimmed it is with the idea of not letting branches cross over to each other, running from one side to the other. I cleaned up the bottom height wise, so I wanted to keep a certain height, and let's see what else. Oh, any limbs that were dragging down, I cut those off. So let me show you what. See, it's not too bad, but it's a huge difference now, and you want to make diagonal cuts, and hopefully that helps it. There's still a couple leaves, but it's pretty dormant, and for winter that's when you want to do it. So now I'm coming over on this side to my peaches and nectarines. These are pretty much okay in height, so I'm not going to prune any of these, but I will prune this one on top to get it more the height of the other ones. Okay, see, it looks much better. So this one right here, this is my O. Henry, and this is my O. Henry peach. This one struggled. You see those leaves right there? That's about all I got. It really struggled to start, so I'm hoping that maybe it was just stunt growth and it will pick up early on. But I wanted to show you what I'm doing right now is I'm looking for, let's see if we can do this. Let's see. I'm looking for dead branches, so you can tell there that's really dry. So that's very, very dead. All of this right here is dead, so this is a piece that I cut, and you can tell like it's just, it looks wrinkled. Here, let me see if we can do this better. See how there's wrinkles in there? That's dryness. So I learned that. I'm hoping that these that are different in color, that they're red, they have some life in them. If not, I'm gonna have to replace this tree. Another thing I wanted to show you is the idea behind the pruning when it's a cluster like this. So you see this piece that is shooting out to the middle, and these don't have that. Well, I think I'm okay with this one, but not that one. That one's gonna shoot all the way to the middle, and what I want to be able to do is still be able to walk here and get to the other tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one. That means this tree will only have, you know, everything coming out on this side. So the corner it belongs to, it can freely grow that way. Okay, moving on to my apricots and plum cluster. This is my most successful cluster. I mean, look at these trunks here. They're pretty thick and they have so much growth. So I'm excited to cut these baby down. Look at the comparison between this one and that one. It's like huge. So these are doing so good. Okay, another thing I don't want is these. See, this is gonna come shoot down, and I don't want any of that. There it goes. Look at all that came off. Same idea here. The walkway is pretty clear and all the bottom growth is gone. So I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers I'm doing this right. You'll see progress. You can, if you go back to my very first video, you can see where these were and how much they grew. So there's a lot of progress for first time. Now I'm going to do the same thing. These are cherry trees and one apple tree. You know, there's one thing about these apple trees that they didn't drop their leaves, and I think it's because it's not as cold as it should be, so hopefully that doesn't hurt. Okay, I cut a lot of this one. They're so little now, but I'm pretty sure these are gonna have a lot of growth, and I hope that maybe some of these will give me a harvest this year. It's coming along. Okay, those are apple trees. That's a pear, and this one in the center was my very old Granny Smith tree that is pretty dead, so I'm gonna replace this one for sure. So we're moving on to, I have another pear in the back, and then these three are fig trees. My mangoes are struggling and I see a lot of dead wood, so I'm gonna have to cut them back a lot, and that would be my last of the pruning. I don't even think you can see them, but they're there. And my mangoes. Okay, see if the shade works with me here. All right, you see this? So all of this is pretty dry and it's pretty evident. So I'm gonna make this cut here, and there's quite a few. See, all that's wrinkled. So I'm probably gonna have to cut a lot of this one, pretty heavy. And that one's not heading in the right direction either. I don't know what happened. I know there's black stuff on that one, so maybe some mold. I don't know. It looks pretty bad. I cut a lot of it off, and like this right here looks good, so maybe this is still alive and I can treat it. Probably the same to this one. This one has some green, but I noticed the other branch, see how this is just here, it's just drying, and so I don't think there's any life in this one. So I don't know, it's pretty sad. I really was hoping that this one did great. This one doesn't have the same issue. It looks like it just had some frost issues, but this one you can tell the difference. You know, I see how this is black, and I know it has mold. It looks pretty sick. I also did a little bit of pruning to both my citrus trees. If you notice, there's a lot of new growth, so I wanted to make sure that the growth was staying here. I want it to kind of form a dome, I guess, a sphere. And all this is new growth, so hopefully the energy goes in building this, and do the same thing here. And that's it. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that fast. All of that's gonna get picked up, and that's how it looks. I'm really sad about those. I did a tiny bit of pruning to my grapefruit because it was leaning over, and that's about it. Avocado tree, it's shaded right now because of the umbrella, but it's doing good. I mean, it still needs some support. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it's alive, and it's going through these harsh 34-degree weather. It's surviving, so it's a good thing. I'm really sad. Yep, so that's it. I'm so glad I was able to do this today. It's beautiful outside. And sorry. it just turned out great. So thank you for sticking around and watching this with me. I hope, wish me luck, that it all works out. I never done a winter pruning before, and I just went with my gut, and hopefully if it didn't turn out, it continues to grow and I can fix what I messed up. Stay tuned. I have lots of plans for that area back there where I have my garden, and a lot of changes, maybe to make things prettier here coming up. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.